Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A celebration at the White House marking progress in the nation's fight against COVID-19. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. The details coming up.
Good morning. Taking a live look with Live Cam. What can we expect for today? Already 77 degrees. We'll be back. Oh, no. We're going to start with Mike's forecast.
We're going to start with Mike's forecast. Good morning. Happy Monday, July 5th. We know a lot of people still celebrating the holiday like us. Still celebrating. Did you do anything fun yesterday?
No, I slept all day. And
there you go.
I need to wake up.
All right. I had made some burgers. Tried to get out and about. I got home. There was some rain out there, Mike. And then the second I was ready to go to sleep, the sun came out. I was like, come on, guys.
And it was great for a lot of the fireworks last night. You know,
I could hear them
because they were really, it was the afternoon heating that helped to spawn a lot of these showers and everything. And then once the sun goes down, things do tend to calm down a little bit. That's going to be the situation again today. So if you are celebrating today, a lot of folks do have the day off today. By the way, happy 4th of July. And we've got a lot of clouds obviously starting off this morning. 79 Castroville, Stinson. It's very warm out there. It is very humid, as you would expect. Windows are probably dripping a little bit. Your glass is going to fog up when you step outside this morning. We have a heat index of 78, 83 Stinson and Castroville. As far as any rain, this is just a little clutter around the radar site, but out in parts of the hill country, got a couple of showers already starting to work their way, kind of coming down I-10 from Junction. Those will work into the hill country. And then we have a few down here just off the coast, and everything's going to sort of kind of move in and converge, if you will. So we do have a pretty decent chance for more showers and thunderstorms later on today. Very high mold, and that's probably going to be staying on the high side given the forecast the next couple of days. We're going to make it up to 84 at noon. There's the nice thing, 88 for a high temperature today. That's it. And we're not going to be seeing 90 around here until about the weekend. This is the first week of July, believe it or not, but we do have a lot of rain in the forecast. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Holiday, but you got a lot going on, right?
Yeah, you know, it is a busy start to our Monday morning, Mike. We have a few incidents that are happening right now here on 1604. Take a look here. This is a view from TransGuide at I-10 West, right at Loop 1604, but you can see that we have several flashing lights that are out there. Checking the fire pages, it does show that there is a vehicle fire happening out there at this time. This is off Loop 1604 eastbound right at I-10, but take a look at what's happening right next to this. We do have an incident here off Loop 1604 westbound right at Vance Jackson Road. We were just checking with our friends at TransGuide. There's no situation happening at this time. It looks like that has since cleared, but there was a few lane closures there because, again, there was a police incident happening there. We're working to get more information on that, but other than those two particular things going on, it's a pretty quiet morning here in the Alamo City and our outlying areas. Let's check those inbound times, though, if you are coming into the downtown San Antonio area from Bulverde on 281. We got 28 minutes for you right now. Coming in from New Braunfels on 35, we have 26 minutes. Coming in from Seguin, it looks pretty green with 31 minutes right now. But bringing it back here to this shot at I-10 west at Loop 1604. Again, this is in the eastbound lanes. We're going to be watching this situation closely and seeing how the morning develops. Max, Alicia.
Thank you, Stephen. President Joe Biden commending progress in our nation's fight against COVID-19, hosting the largest event of his presidency at the White House, celebrating Independence Day.
And as ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports, he's also warning about the spread of the highly contagious Delta variant and is urging unvaccinated Americans to get their shots.
Fireworks on the National Mall celebrating Independence Day, and a celebration at the White House marking progress in the nation's independence from the coronavirus.
This year, the 4th of July is a day of special celebration, for we are emerging from the darkness of years.
In the largest event of his administration, President Biden hosting a barbecue for 1,000 military families and essential workers, and honoring the more than 603,000 American lives lost to COVID-19.
To heal, you have to remember. We have to remember them. And we will.
The event coming after the Biden administration missed its goal of 70% of Americans receiving at least one vaccine shot by July 4th. The CDC reports 67% of U.S. adults have had one dose, and 58% are fully vaccinated. And a new ABC News Washington Post poll finds that among those unvaccinated, 74% say they're unlikely to get a shot.
My fellow Americans, it's the most patriotic thing you can do. So please, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, do it. Do it now.
The call to action all the more urgent with the highly contagious Delta variant now identified in all 50 states, accounting for more than 26% of new COVID cases nationwide.
We are seeing increases in cases in those areas in the country where there's lower vaccination rates.
Those concerns about the Delta variant are getting amplified as U.S. road and air travel reaches pre-pandemic levels. To avoid busy roads today, travel experts recommend driving home before 1 p.m. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Now to the latest on that condo collapse in Florida. Demolition crews setting off explosives to bring down the remaining portion of the building in Surfside. The demolition was key to resuming the search efforts for victims of that June 24th collapse, and it's even expected to open new areas for rescue teams to work in. No one has been found alive since the first few hours after this disaster. Search efforts were actually suspended this weekend to allow demolition crews to drill holes for the explosives they needed to bring the building down. There were concerns that the damaged building was at risk of falling on its own. Here's another element, though, the approach of Tropical Storm Elsa adding to these rescuers' concerns.
And as the U.S. military nears its final stages of withdrawal from Afghanistan, concerns are growing over the Taliban's territorial gains. Afghanistan's vice president says tens of thousands of families are fleeing to major cities. The Taliban claims to have taken control of about 150 districts across the country since May. There are now around 400,000 more Afghans living under Taliban than government control, with about 1/3 of the country's population living in contested areas. That's coming from the Long War Journal's mapping of Taliban's territorial control.
And like we told you a few minutes ago, a lot of eyes on Tropical Storm Elsa. It is sweeping along Cuba's southern coast, and forecasters expect it to make landfall on the island's central shore by mid-afternoon. Cuban officials already evacuating 180,000 people just as a precaution against the possibility of heavy flooding in their area. Now, the storm already battering several Caribbean islands, killing at least 3 people. Elsa forecast to cross over Cuba tonight, then head to Florida, where a state of emergency has been declared in 15 counties. Forecasters say the storm will weaken some crossing over Cuba, but likely to strengthen slightly as it moves towards Florida. Time now, 4:37, 77 degrees out.
And the 2021 NBA Finals start up this week here on KSAT 12. We'll get a preview of the big matchup coming up in morning sports.
And here at home, taking a live look out at the Alamo City, already 77 degrees. If you've been outside, it is warm and it is humid. We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage for your full forecast in just a bit. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. The NBA Finals are set. The Milwaukee Bucks celebrating their first trip to the finals since 1974, and they are facing the Phoenix Suns. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. The Suns making their first trip to the finals since 1993. They're looking for their first NBA championship ever in team history. All of this comes after the Eastern Conference Finals coming to an end this weekend, and what made the Bucks so victorious is that there was without Giannis Antetokounmpo, so others had to step up. Texas A&M star Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, what up Drew, combined for 59 points, eliminating the Hawks in 6 games. The Bucks jumped out to a 15-4 lead, held the lead throughout the game. The Hawks did make some runs. Trae Young played, gave it a go, even with that bruised right foot. Remember, he tripped over the ref. Well, it's a thing. He didn't have his timing down for a few, missing 13 of his 17 attempts, scored only 14 points, turned the ball over. Chris Middleton took advantage. Drew Holiday had a couple nice spin moves. They would lead 47-43 at half. Third quarter, Middleton, that man right there, he went off. We're just going to, as you can see the highlights right there, 118. I mean, the Bucks did it all. That's all they needed to do. So there you go. PJ Tucker, big win.
What a roller coaster of emotions, you know, especially this series, but, you know, the series before and opening with Miami and, you know, how good they are. And so just impressed with the resilience of the group, the character of the group. They have a focus and an edge that's put us in a good place, put us in an opportunity to keep playing.
Just in so long, this city hasn't been to the finals. And again, for them to bring me in and be a part of it is a blessing in itself.
And on the other side of the bracket, what a story developing as Phoenix headed to their first NBA Finals since Charles Barkley leading the team in 1993. They lost to Michael Jordan, besides the point. What is truly special, though, watching Chris Paul go to the finals with head coach and former Spur Monty Williams. The pair worked together in New Orleans in 2010, Williams' first head coaching job in the league and CP3's final season in New Orleans. But the pair back together for a season to remember for Suns fans. Phoenix knocking off the Clippers on Wednesday without Kawhi Leonard. Dominated. Now we'll see if the Suns can win their first NBA championship in franchise history, which would also be Chris Paul's first and Williams' first as a head coach. So here we go. All the NBA Finals games, they are set. First one tomorrow right here on KSAT 12. Game 1 in Phoenix starts at 8 p.m. Thursday, Game 2 in Phoenix. Sunday and Wednesday, they are moving on over to Wisconsin. Check out the full schedule right now, KSAT.com. All right, from the court to the field, little soccer. San Antonio FC's home unbeaten streak snapped at 18 straight matches Saturday night as the home side, well, they fell to Austin Bold FC 1-0. Let's take a look. Here we are at Toyota Field. Austin scored the only goal of the match in just the second minute of play on this shot from the top of the box. That was a beauty. This is the first time Toyota Field was back at full capacity since March of 2020. Remember, that was before the world shut down. More than 6,000 fans in the building. San Antonio outshot Austin 21-12. But we could never find the back of the net in the club's first home loss at home since 2019.
These are difficult to accept. Like every game, created a number of clean-cut opportunities. I think I mentioned a couple days ago, it's the final action in either box. We have to execute, plain and simple.
We created enough chances to at least get a goal and win the game, but at the same time, you know, we can't give up a goal in the first 2 minutes. That's execution as well, and we have to execute on both sides of the ball. So it's not on the attackers or anyone. So we have to, you know, execute better as well as a defensive group.
And before returning to USL play, San Antonio FC will host 2 matches against Liga MX opponents this week. First tomorrow, then Friday. Both matches start at 7:30. And they will return to USL Championship play on Saturday, July 17th. Road match against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. That match scheduled to begin at 1 p.m. Going back to the NBA, big NBA fan. Fun fact, both coaches in the league, or in the championship, coached under Coach Pop.
Coached under Coach Pop or played under Coach Pop?
Monty played, Coach Bud coached.
Oh,
there you go. The Spurs are everywhere. Either way, we win a championship. 4:45, 77 degrees out.
And the drama continues in the Britney Spears conservatorship ordeal. We'll have the details on 911 calls Britney made before her court appearance. Welcome back. It's 4:47 a.m. A new report says Britney Spears called 911 the night before her dramatic court testimony regarding her conservatorship. ABC's Kaylee Hartung has the latest details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Britney's battle. In a new article in The New Yorker, Pulitzer Prize-winning author Ronan Farrow and co-author Gia Tolentino writing that just hours before Britney's bombshell 20-minute statement in court 2 weeks ago, the pop star called 911 to report she was a victim of conservatorship abuse. They write that night members of Spears' team began texting one another frantically. They were worried about what Spears might say the next day, and they discussed how to prepare in the event that she went rogue. A former friend of the Spears family, whose testimony helped create the conservatorship, now telling The New Yorker she regrets her actions. At the time, I thought we were helping, and I wasn't. And I helped a corrupt family seize all this control. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll talk live to journalists Ronan Farrow and Gia Tolentino about their reporting and what's next for Britney Spears. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Phoenix.
All right, well, back here at home, you'd figure because it's a holiday, people still celebrating the 4th, sleeping in a little bit.
Yep.
The roads wouldn't be busy, but our Stephen Cavazos.
It's supposed to be really busy today.
You know what? And that's what we usually expect whenever there's a holiday like this. A lot of traveling that goes on, and we're starting to see some incidents, though, that are popping up, and we're keeping a very close eye on this one here. It's a vehicle fire right off I-10 West at Loop 1604. Now, you can see the view at TransGuide. It's a little bit blurry right now, but what I've been able to see as the morning's been going on, it's just flumes of smoke coming out of there. So a good indication that this fire was underway. Not too sure if they're clearing out this anytime anytime soon. But take a look right now at the map. That vehicle fire reported here off Loop 1604 eastbound right at I-10. Now, it was a little bit of a busy morning off 1604. There was another incident that was happening that has since resolved. But let's go ahead and take a look to some stalls that we're now spotting here. This one off Smarbach Road right at Loop 410 north and south at that intersection there. Another stall that we're also watching is right over here off I-10 eastbound at Proban. So as we were just talking about, people are getting out on the roads. One of the best things you can do for yourself is check your vehicles, check those tires, the oil, make sure you're in good shape before you get on the roadways. And if one of the destinations you're heading to is the gas station, well, guess what? We got your gas prices right here from AAA. $2.75 reported from Bexar County. Around the state, we're looking at $2.80 and $3.13 around the country. If you're going to be traveling over the next few days, always good to have that information handy with you. But bringing it back here to I-10 West at Loop 1604. Yes, very busy morning so far, but we got your back and we'll be watching the roads closely.
Oh, remember when gas was under $2?
Yeah.
What, $1.35?
$1.35, he says.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like early last fall.
Yeah, the beginning of the middle of the pandemic, no one was driving.
That is
Now
true.
Oh, that's right. That's when I would only fill up like once every 2-3 weeks.
All right, Mike, people are out and about today. Coming back from vacation, are they going to see rain?
Yes. Good chance for some rain if you're doing, because this, like Stephen was saying, one of the biggest travel days as people finish up the long holiday weekend. Yesterday, of course, we had a couple of showers around, and then everything, once the sun started coming down, or going down, I should say, things settled down just a little bit, and a beautiful shot out there at Woodlawn Lake. And Mr. McClellan's got a couple more pictures going to be showing you later on of the fireworks. And right now we're starting off. It is just it's cloudy out there. It's hazy, very humid. We do have a few sprinkly showers. Notice how there's maybe one or two little light ones showing up there on radar out in Real County. A couple of them further north to the northwest, and those are sliding down to the southeast. Even a couple of thunderstorms mixed in, and then we do have a few of them along the coast. And like I said off the top of the show, those are going to sort of come together, if you will, and that's going to help with more showers and thunderstorms later on today. There is you can see kind of a clockwise circulation out here, area of high pressure just off to the west of us, and that's taking these disturbances and throwing them down in our direction. Plus, we get the flow coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, and so that's why we have fairly decent rain chances today, which is what this computer model is indicating. A couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms around, one or two of them. You saw that one lightning strike being detected out there by Junction. So that's going to be the situation this morning, and then throughout the afternoon. Not everybody's going to be seeing rain, but if you do, you might have some hefty downpours out there. A lot of moisture to work with these showers. Also, take note how everything over the next couple of days is kind of coming in here, sweeping around. There's going to be a low trying to develop, and what that's going to do is just sort of sit in place and keep the rain chances around for the next couple of days. Satellite picture, lots of clouds hanging around here and around the country. Not a heck of a lot going on, but then down there just to the south of Cuba, of course, there is what is now Tropical Storm Elsa, 65-mile-per-hour winds, and it's going to be cutting right across Cuba and then going right in toward Florida pretty much over the next couple of days, and that's going to be a big rain producer going across the southeastern United States and then off into the Atlantic, so it's not going to have any impact on our weather. 84 degrees today at noon, and who'd have thought we'd be saying 88 on a July 5th, but that's it. We will have showers and thunderstorms around here. Then we're going to be seeing more rain the next couple of days, and who'd have thought we would not see 90s for the first week of July, not until the weekend.
I don't
good
miss
rain
it.
chances, very good rain chances the next couple of days, and then they'll start to taper. But still, even some rain around this weekend.
I just want to get a car wash. That's it.
No.
I've been holding off hope.
We'll do it.
Yeah, but then it gets rained on and it defeats the whole purpose.
But at least the inside stays nice and clean.
Okay. Time now, 4:53, 77 degrees out.
Up next, a big weekend at the box office, plus Independence Day is celebrating a big birthday.
Classic. Good morning and welcome back. A classic Independence Day film. It's the name of the movie if you didn't get that.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Celebrating a big milestone, plus another big weekend at the box office.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
No surprise here, F9 again topped the holiday weekend box office. The Fast and Furious sequel on track to add another $32.7 million to its domestic bottom line for a 2-week total take of $125.8 million once Monday's receipts are tallied. The animated Boss Baby 2 Family Business takes the second place spot with a solid $17.4 million debut. Solid for a pandemic bow, that is. It's also available on the Peacock streaming service. Independence Day turned 25 over the July 4th weekend. The alien invasion action comedy bowed with $50.2 million in 1996. That's about $86 million today. And until 2019's Aladdin was star Will Smith's biggest box office success. Netflix has green-lighted a sequel to their action hit The Old Guard. Shooting starts early next year. And singer Huey Lewis is 71 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Fast and the Furious fan?
No.
Okay.
Independence Day fan, though, 100%.
Of course.
Will Smith's a hero. He saved the world.
There you go.
For 77 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, explosives brought down the remaining portion of a collapsed South Florida condo overnight. And now the approach of Tropical Storm Elsa is causing even more concerns.
And Facebook chief Mark Zuckerberg taking to Instagram to show off his new electric surfboard. We have more details in Tech Bites.
While the CDC has put out guidelines for physical health, mental wellness, advice is actually harder to come by. Just ahead on GMSA at 6, why you need to take care of yourself in a post-pandemic world.
And taking a live look out at the roadways, a couple situations unfolding this morning. We're going to check in with Stephen Cavazos for what you need to know before you head out the door.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Flames filling a home southwest of downtown overnight. We're going to tell you what arson investigators have found so far.
And demolition crews have set off explosives to bring down the remaining portion of the collapsed South Florida condo. But another threat to the recovery efforts could be just hours away.
And here at home, taking a live look out at the Alamo City, already 77 degrees to start your July 5th Monday morning. What is the rest of the day? What does the work week look like? We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage in just a bit. But until then, good morning. It is Monday, July 5th.
Thanks for being with us this morning. Max, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy 4th. We know a lot of you at home are celebrating by resting today.
Taking the day off. We know a lot of people need it, but if anyone is out there traveling home, maybe out and about, maybe, making up for the barbecue, Mike, what can they expect?
Well, we got some rain around here. I know we had some here and there over the weekend. We do have better rain chances today and the next couple of days. We have a couple of showers that are showing up around the area right now. Not a big deal, but we'll see more later on this afternoon. Yeah, it's pretty darn warm out there, 77, and that dew point is at 74 right now, which means there's a whole bunch of moisture in the air. And with all that moisture, it is going to get squeezed out. And so that's why we could see potentially some heavier downpours as well. And then, yeah, who'd have thought that for the 5th of July, that's it as far as temperature. 88 high later on today with better rain chances. The aquifer, yesterday's reading did go up 0.5 foot, and the allergens, this is the thing a lot of folks are having to deal with now. Mold is just sky high, and it's probably going to remain very high given the fact we've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. Speaking of that, here's a little bit of rain showing up on radar. Again, just a couple of little sprinkles out there in the hill country. You can see 1 or 2 of them have been trying to show up there in Real County, a few more of them, and then a couple of more up there. And there was even a lightning strike about a half an hour ago, just right around Junction. So we may see a couple of those lightning strikes, a couple of thunderstorms later on, not only later this morning, but of course this afternoon, and then more rain down there along the coast. And that's all going to sort of converge on the area. And as you can see, we've got some rain chances, pretty good rain chances the next couple of days. It'll start to taper off as we head in toward the latter portion of the week. And look at these numbers. That's it. We're not seeing any 90s for the next couple of days for the first week of July. Go figure. No complaints here. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, and there's a lot going on out there. What's the latest, sir?
That's a good way to put it, Mike. We have a few things that are going on here, and we're watching them closely. Looking at the view here from TransGuide at I-10 West at Loop 1604 earlier, we told you that there was a vehicle fire that was reported out there. Flumes of smoke coming from that site right there. Very blurry vision. We can't really see what exactly is going on, but this looks like we are finally seeing a little bit of progress, and hopefully this should be clearing up sometime soon. But take a look. This is happening here off Loop 1604 eastbound right at I-10. Been there for a little while now. So again, first responders were out there. Looks like they're getting it cleared, but take it easy out on the roads, guys, because we're also spotting some stalls. This stall being reported here off Marbach Road right at Loop 410 north and south. Another stall not too far right over here off I-10 eastbound right at Probant. Again, it looks like people are having issues with their vehicles this morning as they're getting out on the road. As we told you just a few minutes ago, make sure you check those vehicles, oils, tires, because we want to make sure you get to where you need to be safely. So let's go ahead and take a look at these inbound times right now. If you are coming in from Floresville, 28 minutes on 37. If you're coming in from Pleasanton, well, it's looking pretty pleasant. We got 28 minutes to the downtown San Antonio area. Coming in from Lytle, we have 17 minutes so far. But bringing it back here to I-10 west at Loop 1604, yes, some resolution, guys, but check those vehicles. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll have some road tips for you if you plan to travel.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, arson investigators are working trying to figure out what exactly happened that ended with a house fire just southwest of downtown. So take a look. This all happened around 1:30 this morning. This is the 200 block of Noria Street. Firefighters arriving to big flames and heavy smoke inside the home. Luckily, no one home at the time of the flames. But police say officers also investigating shots fired call for this house. Investigators inspecting bullet holes all over the house and a truck nearby. Now to the latest scenes overnight from Surfside, Florida. The part of the collapsed condo building that had been standing now is just a pile of rubble.
The demolition happening late last night. ABC's Andrew Gimbert has the latest.
Overnight, crews demolishing the remaining structure of the partially collapsed condo building in Surfside, Florida. Residents in the area told to close their windows and stay inside as the demolition team uses a technique called energetic felling to bring the tower down. The blast starting from the bottom of the structure, and within seconds, the building crumbled to the ground, appearing to fall away from the existing rubble where 121 people are still unaccounted for.
Gravity will pull it almost everything straight down, but it will have a little tilt to it where the material wants to stay away from the collapsed part so they can continue their recovery.
Officials deciding to bring the remaining structure down before any impacts from Tropical Storm Elsa are felt. Earlier Sunday, officials searched for any pets left in the building.
As soon as the building is down and once the site is deemed secure, we will have our first responders back on the pile to immediately resume their work.
This morning, rescue workers acknowledging the odds of finding survivors are dwindling. An experienced search and rescue operations expert telling ABC affiliate WPLG he no longer believes there are any survivors under the rubble.
The circumstances, as we saw the last few days, are too difficult for me to say professionally that I believe that there is a solid chance to find somebody alive.
In Miami Beach, no 4th of July fireworks this year. Instead, the city inviting residents to stand outside with a candle, a flashlight, or anything that lights up to remember the victims and honor first responders. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Also making headlines this morning, a Philippine Air Force C-130 aircraft carrying local troops crashed while trying to land this weekend, killing many of the military personnel. Right now, we do know at least 50 people on board were rescued. The aircraft had 92 people on board, including 3 pilots, 5 crew members, and the rest Army personnel. The pilots survived. They were seriously injured, and at least 4 villagers on the ground were injured. The Lockheed C-130 Hercules was one of 2 ex-United States Air Force aircrafts handed over to the Philippines as part of military assistance this year. The plane was transporting troops, many of them new soldiers who had just undergone basic training.
And back here at home, one St. Mary's strip restaurant is having to close after a car slammed into the building this weekend. Many owners and employees of businesses along the St. Mary's strip are sympathizing with those over at Sing's Vietnamese restaurant after this car destroyed their entrance around 2 Sunday morning. General manager of The Mix, Andrew Gonzalez, and bartender at Midnight Swim, Cristina Ortiz, know all too well the struggles small businesses have faced during the pandemic. Now, just when they see a light at the end of the tunnel, they're having to board up again.
They want to come out like after being at home for so long, working from home and all that stuff. So they're going kind of hard.
We appreciate the people coming out here. We just wanted to be safe for them.
The The person boarding up the entrance tells us this is the second time in a year the restaurant has been hit by a vehicle.
All right, well, we know a lot of people out and about celebrating Independence Day, 4th of July celebrations rocking the skies all over San Antonio and all over our surrounding areas. Fireworks lighting up Raymond Rimkus Park in Leon Valley. People telling us not only did they feel patriotic, but also grateful to be outdoors, gathering with loved ones, families, and friends to celebrate. Leon Valley also kicking off the day with a 5K run and a parade. Leon Valley, one of the best celebrations here locally. Obviously, a lot of people at Woodlawn Lake yesterday. And those fireworks, they went into the early morning.
Yeah, you can attest.
Yeah. All right, time now just about 5:10, 77 degrees out.
And Jeff Bezos is stepping down as the CEO of Amazon today. We'll tell you what's next for him and the company.
And next, how a military couple making things easier for veterans to get back into civilian life. We're going to tell you their story.
And taking a live look with live cam, things look good right now, but just like the weekend, rain chances are expected. We'll be back with Mike's forecast.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy 5th of July. If you weren't with us yesterday, happy 4th as well. So after a life in the military, a lot of people struggle to return to civilian life after serving our country.
But one military couple with a mission to help veterans make their transition a successful one. Well, that's their mission. Both Air Force veterans, Jeffrey Thompson and his wife, Michelle, enlisted back in 1994. And after more than 20 years of service, they felt it was time to retire, well deserved. They decided Red Ring was the right direction to go. They say that company is right on brand with their military culture, a business aimed at supporting fellow Americans.
I'm always thinking about the post-pandemic environment, right, and how we're kind of helping the economy get back on its feet. I think cutting a path and then showing the other folks that it's possible is really encouraging, and so we're looking to do that through this organization for the years to come.
So now part of their new mission, encouraging other veterans and showing them the ropes. Thank you guys so much for your service. And you know, here in Military City USA, we have so many small businesses owned and operated by veterans, and they do such great things.
And the community is always happy to help and support, so that's always good to see.
Absolutely. 5:14, 77 degrees out.
Up next, Facebook chief Mark Zuckerberg is showing off his electric surfboard. That looks really cool. America.
I'm still exploring what's next and still going for my best, even though I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I'm reaching for that. Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, plus has significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both. What's next? I'm on board.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Ask your doctor about Eliquis, and if your ability to afford your medication has changed, we want to help.
In today's Tech Bites, Jeff Bezos leaving Amazon today. He's stepping down as the company's CEO at age 57 with an estimated net worth of nearly $200 billion. That makes Bezos the current world's richest man. His first big adventure after walking away from Amazon, a flight to space 15 days from today. Bumble is providing users with a location for a first date. The dating app opens a restaurant in New York City later this month. Bumble Brew is described as an all-day cafe by day with the ambiance of an intimate restaurant and wine bar at night. Finally, Mark Zuckerberg going viral with this video. The Facebook boss carrying an American flag while riding what appears to be an electric hydrofoil surfboard, while we hear John Denver's Take Me Home, Country Roads. It's been viewed over 1.5 million times, so good thing he didn't fall. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
I'm intrigued by the surfboard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say by the Bumble thing.
No, taken. Good. Also taken.
Also taken, yes.
You better say that, Max.
Yeah, you better say that.
Somebody's watching. Yeah.
Steven Cavazos, she's definitely still asleep. Steven Cavazos, what do the roads look like?
I don't even know how I follow all of that, guys.
That's
but yeah,
a lot.
I will say the Mark Zuckerberg electric surfboard looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cowabunga, right? So I-10 West at Loop 1604, guys, we are seeing some good resolution right now. Again, we've been talking about this for a little while. A vehicle fire was reported out there a little bit earlier this morning. Just take a look. We do have some lights that are out there, so it looks like the situation is seeing some progress, but you're going to want to use some cautions and make sure you give first responders some room and while they're working to get that scene cleared, because we know that's very important. Now, we do have a few stalls that are still being reported out there in the same exact areas, Marbach Road at Loop 410 North and South, and right over here off I-10 eastbound at Probant. So we know a lot of people are going to be getting back on the roadways, traveling back home, or maybe just trying to enjoy this extra day of the holiday weekend. But take a look here. We have some 4th of July travel tips, even though it's July 5th. If you are going to be traveling for today, pay attention to the roadways. You want to make sure that you have both eyes and both hands on the wheel. Buckle up, and remember, everyone in that vehicle does have to stay buckled. Drive to the conditions. We have talked about weather, how weather could be a factor when you're traveling. Just make sure that you're taking it slow if you encounter anything that's out of the ordinary. And of course, never drink and drive, and always obey all those traffic laws. Now, bringing it back here to I-10 West at Loop 1604, we are going to continue to watch this, but guys, make sure that you check those vehicles before you get out on the roadways, tires, oil, and all.
You know, Steven, I was actually watching something earlier. There's a flying car that finally passed the first test.
It's the future.
There you go. So do they have traffic laws with flying cars? You're flying city to city?
If anything, they have way more.
Well, it's true. The FAA.
Yeah.
All right. So if anyone's flying out there today, Mike, what can they expect?
Not good flying weather necessarily. No. Probably better to be on the ground than up in the air later on today, because we are going to have more showers and thunderstorms. But it's still going to be messy if you are traveling today. So especially later on this afternoon. Beautiful, beautiful picture there. Mother Nature's fireworks. I love that. That's a great shot. Thank you very much for that. Not the prettiest of mornings out there. A lot of clouds, lots of humidity. A couple of showers, not a whole bunch right now. A few sprinkles out there in the hill country. Again, we're still watching this area. There were a couple of lightning strikes that were detected. We'll see more showers and a couple of thunderstorms as the day rolls on. And then you can see a couple of them down here along the coast as well. And this is all going to sort of come together on top of us. Yesterday, we hit 92 degrees, actually a little bit below the normal high temperature, the average high temperature, just a few triple digits out there, Del Rio down toward Laredo. Today, different story, a lot more, no triple digits on the map right now, which is very unusual for this time of year. And we're going to only make it up. Most of the areas only going to be in the mid to upper 80s later on, just because we're going to have pretty thick cloud cover out there. And now we still have plenty of humidity, so we'll still have heat index readings getting up into the low. And yeah, there are going to be some upper 90s and hundreds around here. And down around Beeville, that's just because of all the humidity down there along the coastal plain later on today. Here's a long-range computer model, and one thing to take away, of course, it's not going to be raining constantly, nor will everyone see rain, but we've got some really good rain chances not only today, but the next couple of days, going into tomorrow, going into Wednesday, and then even on Thursday. Now, rain chances will start to taper off a little bit as we head in toward the latter part of the week, but we'll still, even going into the weekend, have that chance for some showers around here. Quick check on Elsa, and as you can see, all the hurricane models, the computer models, are pretty much in agreement that this is going to be cutting across and moving just into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, just off the western edge of Florida, and then cutting across. But this, if the path is right here, this is sort of the rainy side of this storm. So Florida is definitely going to be getting drenched by that, and then it's going to cut up the southeastern United States and head off back into the Atlantic Ocean. So it's not going to have any direct impact on us. So today, 84 degrees, couple of showers, couple of thunderstorms at noon, and we'll have more rain later on today, maybe some heavy downpours. That's it. 88 for a high temperature today. Temperatures will stay in the mid to upper 80s. Again, I still can't believe I'm saying that for the first week of July. We'll finally make it back to 90 by the weekend. And now, of course, it won't rain constantly, but we do have more showers, thunderstorms, especially the next couple of days. The better chances of rain, maybe some heavy downpours too.
And it's rain we need, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can always use more rain, even though we had a bunch a couple of months ago. Time to get some more.
All right, Mike Osterhage, thank you so much. Time now, 5:23, 77 degrees out.
Up next in your morning spotlight, a first look of some new visions for future Star Wars stories, and plus details on Debbie Gibson's Lost in Your Eyes duet with Joey McIntyre.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. This morning, there's big Star Wars news. Not something you hear about every day.
Are you a big fan?
Big fan. Force is strong with this one. Plus, a big mix-up in a classic pop hit.
CNN's David Daniel has both in today's Hollywood Minute.
Japanese animation inspired a lot of the people at Lucasfilm over the years. We loved the idea of seeing Star Wars expressed in that way.
Star Wars Visions is a collection of short films by 7 Japanese anime studios, bringing their signature styles to new stories set in that galaxy far, far away. All 9 episodes of Star Wars Visions are due to hit Disney Plus on September 22nd. Debbie Gibson's Lost in Your Eyes topped the charts when she was 18. Now she's re-recorded the tune, which she wrote and produced, as a duet with Joey McIntyre. The pair is set to headline a limited engagement at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas this fall, and The Body Remembers, Gibson's first album of original songs in more than 20 years, is due out August 20th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Time now, just about 5:28, 77 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA as Americans enjoy to return to July 4th traditions like large-scale fireworks celebrations and, of course, those big barbecues. Experts warn that the pandemic may not be over just yet.
Plus details on a major recall involving millions and millions of pounds of chicken. We're going to explain.
And an update on Pope Francis, who had to undergo a unique kind of surgery this weekend.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, Bill Cosby issuing a statement in support of his former co-star, after she released a statement celebrating his release from prison. We have the details. Independence Day feeling a little bit more normal. Big crowds, public fireworks, but some healthcare workers still worried about the Delta variant of the coronavirus. We're going to explain.
And taking a live look outside with Live Cam. Monday, a holiday, people are staying in, but we know that a lot of people are going to hit the road. So what can you expect? Mike will have your forecast in just a bit.
All right, thank you so much for starting your morning with us. It is 5:30 this morning, July 5th. Happy 4th of July, in case you didn't join us yesterday. We know a lot of people out and about today, but what we were talking about, it felt so much like back to normal yesterday. We had fireworks, families, friends, gathering. Did you do anything special?
No, just sleep. But you know what doesn't feel normal? Mike has been saying it. Isn't as hot, but boy, I'm like still sweating at the same level.
Well, now the thing is, though, we still have a lot of humidity around here. So we still have, when you walk outside, even this morning, yeah, you're definitely going to be greeted by a whole bunch of humidity, but we're not seeing those high temperatures that are just outrageously hot out there. And right now we are still at 77. The normal low temperature, the average low temperature is 74. So we're above that, and we're going to be staying at or a little bit above for the low temperatures. High is a whole different story when you see that. Dew points at 74, which means, again, you walk outside and your glass is going to be fogging up. Even in the shade, well, even though there's not going to be a whole lot of sunshine today, but in the shade, yeah, it's still kind of on the uncomfortable side when we do have those high dew point temperatures, and that gives us a little bit of a heat index, just a few degrees above the actual air temperatures, but it feels like 83 at Stinson, 78 Port SA in the airport, 81 is the heat index right now in Helotes. And this is just a little bit of clutter around the radar site, but there have been a few sprinkly showers out in portions of the hill country, a few more, and there were even a couple of lightning strikes being detected out there around Junction, and this disturbance is going to continue. You can see way at the top of your screen there's more of that rain, so that disturbance will continue to work its way down to the southeast. And then also this coming in here from the Gulf of Mexico, going to sort of converge on top of us, if you will. The other thing with all the moisture around here, not only in the air, but moisture in the ground from the rain we've had, mold is very, very high. And I know a lot of folks are really kind of having to deal with that. This morning, a couple of showers around, maybe clap of thunder here or there. And then later on this afternoon, showers and thunderstorms, pretty good chance, and some heavy downpours could be possible. If you get some of those thunderstorms to pop up, could see a whole bunch of rain very quickly. Tomorrow, more showers and thunderstorms, actually a better chance for some rain tomorrow. And then the rest of the week, more rain. And again, we're only going to be in the mid to upper 80s around here. We'll finally here in town, make it back up to 90 by the weekend. So very unusual for the first week of July. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, we've had a lot of problems the last hour. What's the latest, sir?
You know, we do expect that when we start seeing more people out on the roadways, it's getting back to normal, but that also means that we're starting to see more things popping up here and there. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're seeing right now. View of TransGuide at I-10 at Loop 1604. As you just saw, there was a vehicle fire that was out there a little bit earlier this morning. Looks like we saw some crews working to get that clear. 281 at St. Mary's. Overall, the morning is moving. We're seeing more people out on the road. So just take it easy, guys, and make sure you check those vehicles as we've been telling you all morning long, because we have spotted a few stalls. So a few have resolved, but this one is still out here off I-10 eastbound at Probent. Again, that seems to be so far the theme that we're seeing this morning. Some of these stalled vehicles out there as more people are traveling, maybe just because they have the day off, but make sure you check everything that before you hit the roads. Right now, things are still looking pretty good, though. Overall, the bigger picture shows we see a lot of green around the Alamo City and some of our outlying areas right now. Let's go ahead and jump to those inbound times that we like to show you every half hour. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here. Highway 90 coming in from Castroville to the downtown San Antonio area. Not too bad. We got 19 minutes right now. And coming in from Bernie on I-10, we still have 25 minutes. And coming in from 281 from Bulverde, we got 26 minutes for you right now. Let's go ahead and show you, though, a view that we've been watching. Again, here is that vehicle crash that we talked about, or vehicle fire, I should say, off I-10 West at Loop 1604. This is in those eastbound lanes of 1604. Again, a little bit of progress that we continue to see out there, but there are still crews. So just make sure you move over, give those first responders plenty of room. Max, Alicia?
Thank you, Stephen. A somewhat return to normalcy, fireworks, barbecues, and big trips. The hope is that our country is finally on a solid path to recovery from this pandemic.
Weekend travel volume shattered pandemic-era records in many places, and even President Joe Biden hosted a big White House celebration last night. But experts say there's still work ahead. Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
Think back to where you were a year ago and think about how far we've come.
Fireworks above the nation's capital, crowds back on the National Mall, and President Joe Biden, one of many Americans, hosting a July 4th gathering as the nation tries to move past the COVID-19 pandemic, but challenges remain.
We all know powerful variants have emerged, like the Delta variant. But the best defense against these variants is to get vaccinated.
Among star-spangled celebrations indicating more Americans ready to embrace a summer more normal than last, the Biden administration acknowledging falling shy of its goal of having 70% of Americans at least partially vaccinated by July 4th.
We're going to double down on our efforts to vaccinate millions of more Americans across July and August so people get that protection and can enjoy life returning to normal.
A White House official telling CNN the administration is launching federal teams to areas where the highly contagious Delta variant is spreading. In some communities, the vaccination rate is lower than 30%, primarily in the Midwest and the Southeast.
In a rural state, in a conservative state, there is hesitancy, and you're trying to overcome that.
Overall, Americans eager to be on the move again. The TSA said they screened nearly 2.2 million passengers Friday as the holiday weekend kicked off, the most since the start of the pandemic. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
This holiday weekend, a lot of people are celebrating Independence Day with friends, family, and of course those public gatherings. Meanwhile, the Delta variant of the coronavirus is at the forefront of the minds of some health professionals.
That's right, especially here locally. So to help explain what the Delta variant is, Dr. Jason Bowling of University Health joined us on Leading SA. We talked about a lot, what the Delta variant is, what makes it different, and what you should know if you're out and about. Take a listen and just a little bit of our chat.
So if you're fully vaccinated, you're still safe. The good news is there's data now on all the vaccines that are available in the United States, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They all protect against severe disease and hospitalizations. We have great data on the Pfizer vaccine from the United Kingdom, where the Delta variant comprises 95% of their isolates, and it's 96% effective in protecting against severe disease and hospitalization. So our vaccines, fortunately, the good news for the 4th of July is the vaccines work.
You can hear our full conversation right now. Just head over to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com.
And next weekend on Leading SA, we're expected to be joined by the Goodwill San Antonio CEO. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, you can submit them right now and then join us 8 a.m. Sunday mornings to hear the full conversation. All right, in your morning headlines, the White House asking companies affected by a recent ransomware attack to file a report with the Internet Crime Complaint Center. Cybersecurity experts believe it could be the same hackers who shut down the JBS meat company over Memorial Day weekend, demanding an $11 million ransom. This time, United States companies are not alone. The same ransomware virus now being reported to infect corporate computer systems in 17 different countries. President Joe Biden says the full resources of the federal government now working on this software breach and working to catch who's responsible.
And the company behind the Keystone Pipeline is suing the Biden administration for $15 billion over the cancellation of its project. TC Energy Corporation is claiming that the U.S. government breached its free trade obligations when it pulled the project's permit. The pipeline, which was being built to carry oil from the tar sands of Canada into the U.S., has been a target of environmentalists for years. The legal argument says TC Energy is eligible to recover economic damages as part of the NAFTA agreement between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. The company says the Keystone XL pipeline cancellation is forcing it to lay off thousands of union workers. Environmentalists are hoping that President Biden will also look at ending other projects like the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Time now, 5:40, 77 degrees out.
Still ahead, we have what you need to know about a recall involving millions of pounds of chicken.
And next, Pope Francis undergoing a unique surgery. We're going to give you the latest update.
And a live look with Live Cam. 5:40 a.m. It is hot and humid outside. What to expect if you're getting back on the road to head home or, I don't know, any travel. We'll be back with more.
The Vatican now reporting that 84-year-old Pope Francis is responding well after undergoing what's being called scheduled surgery.
ABC's Maggie Rulli is in London with more details on the procedure.
Pope Francis undergoing a scheduled surgery on his large intestine. The announcement of the Pope's surgery coming as a surprise just hours after he delivered the noon prayer in St. Peter's Square. The Holy See press office stating the Pope went to a local hospital in Rome where he will undergo a scheduled surgery for a symptomatic diverticular stenosis of the colon.
This was a scheduled operation, but if you look back at his medical history, it's something new. He's had other problems, but not this one. It's obviously something that has taken people who know him by surprise.
Diverticulitis is a condition where pouches that could form along the digestive tract get inflamed, which can lead to complications such as obstruction. And experts say that surgery is not as common. Today's surgery is the first known hospital treatment for the Pope since he was elected to the papacy in 2013. It's proving to be a busy year for the Pope, who returned to international travel after a 15-month hiatus during the pandemic. In March, the Pope making a historic visit to Iraq, visiting war-torn ruins and meeting with the country's leaders in an unprecedented sign of unity. The Vatican's confirmed the Pope is out of surgery and he is doing well. But local media is reporting he could still stay in the hospital recovering for another 5 days. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, London.
Time now just about 5:44, 77 degrees out.
And cruises are sailing out of Texas once again. We'll tell you why Galveston County Health Authority says it's not too worried about passengers getting sick. Welcome back in your morning consumer headlines. Tyson Foods is recalling almost 8.5 million pounds of its ready-to-eat chicken. The USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service said the poultry may be contaminated with listeria. The products recalled are all the frozen, full-cooked chicken products produced between December 26, 2020 and April 13, 2021. Tyson's ready-to-eat chicken was distributed nationwide to retailers, hospitals, nursing facilities, restaurants, and Department of Defense locations. 2 people have been reported ill with listeriosis.
And for the first time since the start of the pandemic, a Carnival cruise ship full of passengers set sail from Galveston this weekend. The Galveston County Health Authority says most of the people on board were vaccinated, so the risk of getting sick is very, very low. Carnival also able to do COVID tests on board. So if someone does test positive for COVID before the boat returns, there is a plan in place to contain a possible community spread. Local leaders in the area say the return of cruises to the island will mean a jolt to the economy, including everything from restaurants to bars, hotels, and especially small businesses.
And also good news, the price of lumber is getting lower as there's finally more supply in the system to satisfy the demand. Nationally, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. In the case of plywood, the price is back down to the $40 to $50 range. Still, it may take a while for prices to go down everywhere.
Now, we've seen a big jump in a lot of commodities like gas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and we feel it.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, Stephen Cavazos, how are the roadways?
You know what? We're starting to see some things pick up and other things that are resolving. We've been talking about this all morning long. This vehicle fire here off I-10 West at Loop 1604 is a shot from TransGuide. You can see that we do have some crews out there. Looks like we have a wrecker out there as well. There was a vehicle fire, again, reported out there earlier this morning. It looks like that fire is now out, and we're starting to see that progress, although this is still pretty much an active scene, so we want to be cautious heading out in that direction. If you, again, this is in the eastbound lanes of 1604 right at I-10 West. But taking a look around the Alamo City, again, pretty green starts. We had a few stalls. Those have since cleared out, and even our outlying areas are looking pretty good right now. But we want to bring your attention to 1604 over on the northwest side. Now, there is some construction that is set to be happening this week, and it's going to be overnight from 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Now, what they're doing there is some barrier settings, and it's alternating westbound main lane closures that we're going to be seeing from West Houseman to State Highway 16, otherwise known as Bandera. So just expect that for the next few days. This is going to be going on until July 16th, guys. So just some construction news for you there. But bringing it back here to TransGuide, what we'll do is just show you the rotator right now and show you how things are looking up from all these different shots. 281 at St. Mary's, 1604 at Bandera. Yes, we still have that scene out there off 1604 I-10. We'll continue to watch that, but overall, pretty good start to the morning as we're getting moving.
All right, we saw some dry roadways out there, but Mike, you say that might change soon.
Yeah, we've got a couple of showers that are showing up around the area, not a whole lot, but, you know, just kind of be on the lookout, even for a little bit of mist and drizzle out there this morning. Boy, what a beautiful picture over there at the zoo. Yvonne, thank you very much for that. It was gorgeous. I don't know if today's going to be the best day to head out to the zoo or a lot of the parks around town just because of the rain chances. And we've got a lot of clouds and just kind of that hazy look out there. And again, speaking of the rain, this is just some clutter around the radar site. A couple little sprinkles have been showing up here and there, maybe even a few of them there in Uvalde County. Again, we're still watching this cluster of showers moving in here northwest of the hill country. And yeah, it's still holding together, and actually a few more of these cells are developing out there, sliding down to the southeast, pretty much right along, basically along 10, and then down here along the coast. So we are going to get it from, again, both directions. And throughout the rest of today, the computer models do indicate more of these showers, the ones coming down there from the hill country, and then also in from the Gulf of Mexico. We got a whole lot of moisture coming on in here. And so with that extra moisture around, that's what's going to give us the chance for some heavy downpours. You get one or two of these showers and thunderstorms, and they're not going to be real fast movers. That's why you may get, a quick inch and a half of rain, or even more than that in some localized spots with some of these downpours. So that's going to be today. We'll still have a lot of this rain around tomorrow, and then also going into Wednesday. So here's what's going on as far as dew point temperatures. We're going to keep a lot of humidity around here all the way through the weekend. So this is going to hold the low temperatures on the warm side. It's going to be pretty muggy out there, and this is also going to be feeding some of those heavier showers. So here's what's going on with the upper level steering winds. We've got a high off to the west of us and one off to the east. Usually the high is kind of plunked down the southeastern United States and really dominates our weather. Well, these two really don't have a firm grip on things. That one right now is kind of throwing some of these disturbances in here from the north and the northwest. And over the next couple of days, they really don't move. And we're still looking at another pretty big trough to kind of split the difference between these two things. And that's going to keep some rain chances around here, even going into portions of the weekend. So this is kind of an unusual situation for this time of year. Again, usually we've got that high that is called the Bermuda high that sits over the southeast United States and dominates us. But that's not the situation right now. 84 degrees, a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms today at noon. High temperature makes it up only to 88. That's about 6 degrees below normal. Showers, more thunderstorms. Again, a couple of heavy downpours. More tomorrow, more Wednesday. Best chance of rain is going to be tomorrow. We'll still have a really good chance of rain Wednesday, and then we'll start to taper a little bit going into the latter part of the week and the weekend, but still some rain chances around here, and highs only in the 80s. A lot of humidity, though.
All right.
Lots. Thank you, Mike.
All right, time now, 5:53, 77 degrees out.
All right, today's Lotto, pick 3. Your numbers are 2, 5, 4, Fireball 7. The Daily 4, your numbers are 4, 1, 7, 2. Fireball 4.
Cash 5, 8, 12, 20, 28, 32. Lotto Texas 4, 5, 11, 14, 18, 49. And your Powerball 26, 40, 41, 55, 65. Powerball 24, Power Play 2. Good luck. We'll be right back. Good morning, welcome back. Ahead in our next half hour at GMSA, a 192-unit apartment complex in the first phase of a $130 million development project. Details on the goal of the project and a man shot on the north side of town overnight. We have the latest information from police on the scene. That's next. Before we head to break, quick live look at the roadways. A lot going on. We're going to check in with Steven in just a few moments. Right now on GMSA at 6 a.m., we hear from the Bexar County medical examiner who identified 3 men killed in a terrifying head-on crash. We have the details.
And there are some holiday closures that may affect your plans today. What you need to know before you get your day started.
And taking a live look outside of the Alamo City, looks calm and quiet. It is hot and humid to start your July 5th Monday. We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage for your full forecast, what you can expect for the rest of the day and the rest of the week.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, Monday, July 5th.
We'll get to hear from weather and traffic in just a few minutes, but first we begin with new details out of Florida. Search crews are back at work at the site of the Surfside building collapse.
That's right. Paul Verkaman is right on the scene, joining us live, where officials hope the removal will make it safer for rescue teams. Paul?
It's just after sunrise here in Surfside, Florida, and over my right shoulder, you can no longer see what was left of Champlain Towers South. In just seconds, a major hurdle in the search and rescue in Surfside, gone.
It's eliminated a looming threat, a dangerous threat for our rescue workers.
A demolition crew taking down what was left of Champlain Towers South, following concerns the structure was unstable and endangered rescuers on the ground, and fears it wouldn't hold up against powerful winds from approaching Tropical Storm Elsa.
It will potentially open up probably a third of the pile so we can all, so the teams can focus not just on 2/3 of the pile, but on the whole thing, which is important.
For much of the weekend, the search through the pile of debris was paused as engineers secured the site and prepared for the demolition. At least 24 people are confirmed dead in the collapse, and 121 are unaccounted for.
I truly believe, I know, that the family members recognize and appreciate that we are proceeding in the best possible fashion to allow us to do the search that we need to do.
Meanwhile, South Florida is gearing up for Elsa. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declaring a state of emergency for 15 counties, including Miami-Dade County. DeSantis saying Surfside wasn't expecting to see the worst, but the town could still see strong winds and heavy rain.
We are looking at, of course, storm surge. We're looking at heavy rainfall, flash flooding. There could be isolated tornadoes.
And another part of the search effort, homicide detectives are cataloging and retrieving mementos, valuables, and other things, so at a later date, people can come in and claim what they're missing. Reporting from Surfside, I'm Paul Verkaman. Now back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you so much for that live report. Back here at home, 77 degrees this Monday morning. We know a lot of people out and about traveling home from vacation. Yeah. So, Mike, Rain?
Yeah, it's going to be slow going, especially if folks are driving later on this afternoon. This morning, if you want to get an early jump, if you're heading out of town, maybe heading back home, this would be the better opportunity. Got a couple of showers out there right now, and boy, is it humid, and it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. So here's what it looks like on radar right now. Not a whole heck of a lot, but you can see zooming in. This is the clutter around the radar site, but there are a couple of light little sprinkles that have been showing up there on the north side of Bexar County, up around Timberwood Park. Right near Leon Springs, everything kind of sliding up to the north and northeast a little bit. Then opposing that, if you will, coming in the other way is this cluster of showers, even a couple of thunderstorms up there around Junction. That will continue to work its way down to the southeast over the course of the morning as well as the afternoon. Also, we've got this big flow coming in here off the Gulf of Mexico. So we've got a lot of moisture kind of converging on top of us, and that's why not only showers and thunderstorms, but some potentially heavy downpours can be expected today. And the rain is not going to be helping out that number. Mold is very, very high, and it's going to be staying on the high side for the next couple of days. So temperatures will stay pretty much steady this morning, maybe a couple little sprinkles here and there. Then we'll see a few more showers and thunderstorms trying to develop later on this afternoon. 84 at noon, and a high temperature today. Yep, that's not a typo, 88. That's it. Now, we'll still have a bit of a heat index to deal with. It'll feel like around the low 90s. But, yeah, temperatures are definitely going to be staying below normal for the next couple of days. More on that and talk about more rain chances the rest of the week. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. And, boy, you've had a lot. Well, I see right behind you right now. It's still going on, right?
Definitely, Mike. And, you know, we're keeping a close eye on seeing how that showers are going to may impact our roadway and our morning commute. But overall, the roads are pretty dry right now. And just take a look at here. We do have this situation here of I-10 west at Loop 1604. We've been talking about this all morning long. Now, what happened there is there's a vehicle fire that occurred a little bit overnight in the early hours of the morning, I should say. But we're starting to see a wrecker out there, some flashing lights, which is a good indication. Some progress is well on its way, but this issue has not fully resolved. So be cautious heading out in that direction because we still have a scene out there. Again, this is in the eastbound lanes of 1604 right at I-10 West. So just use some caution there, guys. But overall, pretty quiet morning. We've seen some stalls out, but they've quickly resolved as well. Some are popping up, but mostly pretty green start to the morning, and your inbound times are looking pretty much the same right now. Let's go ahead and take a look coming in from New Braunfels. Right now on I-35, we're looking at 25 minutes right now. Coming in from Seguin, it's looking green, 29 minutes at this time. And even in Lavernia, 22 minutes on 87. So that seems to be the trend right now. Green start, which is what we like to see as we know more people could be heading out on the roadways. Bringing it back here at I-10 West at Loop 1604. View from TransGuide shows again a very active scene this morning, but we're watching the roads closely and we'll have your update coming up in the next few minutes. Max, Alicia.
Thank you, Stephen. Before you head out the door this morning, a few holiday closures. We want to remind you about City Hall and most municipal offices closed today. Public safety and emergency services will be open and garbage and recycling will be picked up as normal.
And bus routes will also be different if you use public transportation. Just have a heads up, all regular bus routes will be following the Sunday schedule. The Go Line customer information line will be operating from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. But know that all information centers will be closed as well as ticket windows. If you need to buy any tickets, do so online. That's at viainfo.net. And new this morning, San Antonio police are investigating a shooting on the north side of town. It happened around 2:30 a.m. at the Burn House nightclub near 1604 and Lock Hill, Selma. Investigators say a fight broke out. Then, as a man was driving off, shots were fired towards his vehicle. He was hit and made it down to 1604 Access Road before crashing. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Katrina Weber will have more details coming up at 6:30.
Also new this morning, dispatchers had quite the scare when they thought a deputy was being shot at late last night. Here's what we know right now. Converse police and deputies say they initially responded to the call of a hit and run around 10 last night. This is the 7200 block of Glen Haven. Deputies say they found the driver and passengers both resisting arrest. At the same time, dispatch hearing fireworks over the radio, they thought the deputy was being shot at. Fortunately, that was not the case. The deputy was not harmed and both suspects were apprehended.
And we have new details on a shooting that happened over the weekend. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office says the man shot at shot at and killed off Broadway near Loop 410 Sunday morning has been identified as 24-year-old Justin Rice. Police say it was around 4 in the morning when a confrontation at Vibrations Luxury Lounge spilled out into the parking lot. That's where police say the 4 suspects opened fire on a car with 2 men inside. Those 2 then reportedly jumped out of the vehicle, ran across the street to return fire. Police tell us more than 60 gunshots were fired during the exchange, with a single bullet hitting Rice. Another man was also struck and taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Medical examiners identifying the 3 people who died in that head-on crash we told you about yesterday morning. 33-year-old Jose Luna, 20-year-old Joel Terriquez, and 19-year-old Brian Solis, all men in the 2 vehicles. SAPD tells us around 2 a.m. a white truck was actually firing gunshots towards the V Lounge nightclub just off East Martin Street near downtown. We're told the truck then drove the wrong way down an I-35 frontage road, then went up the McCullough exit ramp. That's when it hit an SUV head-on. All 3 men pronounced dead on the scene. Police tell us one of those men in the truck may have been shot as well. Right now, the investigation ongoing.
And new this morning from the San Antonio Business Journal, a new development is kicking off on the east side. The 192 apartment complex is the first phase of the $130 million development. The goal of the project is to increase commercial and residential activity on the east side. Barbara Gervin Hawkins, state representative and co-founder of the George Gervin Youth Center, is leading the developmental efforts. She hopes it will be similar to the Pearl, but on the east side. Let's take a live look with live cam outside. Mike is going to have a look at the forecast in just a few minutes. But Max, what's coming up next?
Alicia, we have a lot to talk about. Bumble, you know, the dating app, is opening up their own restaurant. We're going to explain what it consists of and where you can find it. Plus, we know today, 5th of July, a lot of people off work, but yesterday was the 4th. We have a return to normalcy. And as you can see, a lot of awesome 4th of July celebrations. We hear from people why this year felt so special. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. After what many describe as a unique year with this pandemic, Americans from coast to coast, we are excited to return to normalcy. We get to see family and friends again and celebrate the 4th of July accordingly.
And here in San Antonio and the surrounding area, 4th of July celebrations filling the skies with red, white, and blue sparkles. Here's what fireworks look like at Raymond Rumkus Park in Leon Valley. Extra and, of course, a special sense of appreciation. People telling us not only do they feel patriotic, but also so grateful to be outdoors and gathered around others to celebrate the big day.
It feels wonderful to be outside and enjoying the fresh air and enjoying the people watching and everybody having a good time.
To be honest, it's been a while since I've been out, and so 4th of July is probably the first weekend that, you know, I've been to like a big group thing, and it just feels good.
4th of July, yeah. One of the biggest holidays ever, freedom. It's all about freedom, 4th of July.
Leon Valley also kicked off the day with a 5K run and parade, so lots going on there and around town.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people celebrated accordingly yesterday. Yeah. Some barbecues. A lot of people went on trips, and those people driving back today. Checking in with Stephen Cavazos. Stephen, what can we expect out there?
Well, we're going to expect a lot of travel over the next few days, and we've got a really strange shot here at TransGuide, but we want to show you the bigger picture of what we're looking at right now and some of the things that we've been spotting. Actually, a stalled vehicle here off 35 at Florida Street. You can see that that vehicle looks like it's pulled off over there in the shoulder lane. I don't think anybody's inside. I would just be making an assumption if I said we knew, but you do want to be cautious when you see a stalled vehicle because people can get out of their cars to start working on their perhaps engine or their oil or changing a tire. So make sure you have your lights on, especially if you're going to be traveling overnight at some point today, because this is a pretty big travel day. Let's go ahead and jump to there's our shot that we needed earlier. We'll jump to the map here and show you what we're looking at right now, which is overall a pretty green start to the morning. Again, the big issue that we've really spotted are just some stalled vehicles. There is a vehicle fire that happened earlier. We'll show you in just a minute that is starting to wrap up, but it has been quiet start to this Monday morning, which is a pretty good sign. But if one of the destinations you're heading to is going to be the gas station this morning, let's take a look at our gas prices reported by AAA. $2.75 around Bexar County, and around the state, AAA reports $2.80, and the country, we're looking at $3.13. Again, some handy information there for you before you head out the door, because we know the next place people may need to head to, like me, is the gas pump. Bringing it over here to I-10 West at Loop 1604, where we did have that vehicle fire earlier this morning. This was in the eastbound lanes. You can see that we do have some resolution, though. Looks like a wrecker is ready to get that vehicle out of the way. It's been there for some time, but overall, looks like a pretty good start to this Monday morning.
All right. Wow, a lot of people out there already.
Yep.
I see people in the background, too.
Mike, the rain. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, right?
No, we have, well, the best rain chances really the next couple of days, and then we'll still keep some rain chances around even going into the latter part of the week and the weekend as well. So very unusual for this time of year, and also very unusual are the temperatures, high temperatures. Now, low temperatures, we are definitely on the warm side, actually a few degrees above normal, mid and upper 70s, maybe a couple of low 80s out there right now. And yeah, you know, a stray shower or two. We've actually started to see a couple of them in and around town. Not a lot, but there may be just a few damp spots on the roads this morning if you are heading out this morning, and then more showers and thunderstorms, potentially some heavy downpours later on today. And yeah, the rest of the week, more rain and only mid to upper 80s throughout most all of the week. Here's a great shot. We saw some of those fireworks there, and love looking at fireworks celebrating the red, white, and blue out there in Wonder Hill. Oh, that's gorgeous. And a lot of folks in my neighborhood were shooting off fireworks. I don't know if that was legal or not, but there were a whole bunch of them throughout the night. Tough to sleep with that going on. Anyway, the sun, things are starting to brighten up just a little bit, but not a whole bunch of sunshine. We're not going to be seeing a bunch throughout the day today. Here's what it looks like on the radar loop right now, and just a few of these little sprinkly showers over there on the north side of town, maybe even a couple of them on the southeast side. And then this is all sort of being fed by all this moisture coming on in here from the Gulf of Mexico. Then on the other side of us, we've got this cluster of showers, this disturbance coming in here from northwest of the hill country, and this has been holding together fairly well. And as you can see, a couple of heavier downpours in here. There were a few lightning strikes that have been detected with this as well, so that's what we can see later on this morning. And as we go through time, we had a couple of leftover showers yesterday. They sort of fizzled out just in time for the fireworks, because once we lose the heating of the afternoon, things die down, and that's going to be the situation again today. And as you can see, there's more of those showers and storms way out there to the northwest. And it's all because you can see this clockwise rotation here. It's taking these little disturbances and throwing them down in our direction, and that's going to be the situation for the next couple of days. All right, quick check down there to the east of us. As you can see, that is Tropical Storm Elsa, and latest 65-mile-per-hour winds, gusts to 75. It is moving primarily to the north to northwest. It'll cut across Cuba into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and this is kind of the rainy side of that storm. They're going to be hit, even though it's not a direct hit there on the southern portion of Florida around Miami, it's still going to be kind of on the wet side of it, and a lot of high winds, and then cutting through northern Florida and southeastern United States over the next couple of days, but no direct effect on us. 84 degrees today at noon, couple of showers, even a couple of thunderstorms around the area, and then a high temperature today up to 88, 6 degrees below normal. Now we'll still have a heat index right around low 90s, but more showers and thunderstorms, and again, some of those heavy downpours can be expected today. Tomorrow, still a very good chance for rain, and Wednesday it'll start to taper a little bit. Rain chances will later in the week, but we'll still have a couple of them around here, even going into the weekend. Hopefully with all this rain, you can kind of sneak in, getting a chance to cut your grass later on in the week.
Just dodging showers the next week.
Yeah. And keeping temperatures down. A lot of humidity, but temperatures are being held in check.
It's true. High of 90. Who would have thought?
I know.
We'll take it.
Mike Osterhage, thanks so much. 619, 77 degrees.
And new details are emerging when it comes to Britney Spears' conservatorship. After the break, why the pop star called 911 the night before her dramatic court testimony.
Truthfully, it's frustrating to see how fast dust reappears.
But dusting with a cloth is a pain.
And dealing with a bulky vacuum is such a hassle. Ugh. So now, we use our Swiffer Sweeper
and dusters. The fluffy fibers, they pick up dust easily, grabbing it in all those hard-to-reach places. Gotcha!
And for our floors, Sweeper's textured cloths lock all kinds of dirt, dust, and pet hair. Unlike my vacuum, it sneaks under and around places. Look at that.
Dust-free and hassle-free.
Stop cleaning, start Swiffering.
Centrum multi-gummies aren't just great tasting. They're power-packed vitamins that help unleash your energy. Loaded with B vitamins and other key essential nutrients, it's a tasty way to conquer your day. Try Centrum multi-gummies, now with the new look.
Age before beauty? Why not both? Visibly diminish wrinkled skin in just 2 days. Crate Corrector Lotion, only from Gold Bond. Championing your skin.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Britney's battle. In a new article in The New Yorker, Pulitzer Prize-winning author Ronan Farrow and co-author Gia Tolentino writing that just hours before Britney's bombshell 20-minute statement in court 2 weeks ago, the pop star called 911 to report she was a victim of conservatorship abuse. They write that night members of Spears' team began texting one another frantically. They were worried about what Spears might say the next day, and they discussed how to prepare in the event that she went rogue. A former friend of the Spears family, whose testimony helped create the conservatorship, now telling The New Yorker she regrets her actions. At the time, I thought we were helping, and I wasn't. And I helped a corrupt family seize all this control. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll talk live to journalists Ronan Farrow and Gia Tolentino about their reporting and what's next for Britney Spears. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Phoenix.
And in your tech news this morning, Jeff Bezos leaving Amazon today. He steps down as the company's CEO at age 57 with an estimated net worth of nearly $200 billion. That makes Bezos the current world's richest man. His first big adventure after walking away from Amazon, a flight to space 15 days from today. And Bumble is providing users with a location for a first date. The dating app opens a restaurant in New York City. Later this month, Bumble Brew is described as an all-day cafe by day with an ambiance of an intimate restaurant and wine bar at night. And Mark Zuckerberg going viral with this video, the Facebook boss carrying an American flag while riding what appears to be an electric hydrofoil surfboard. Of course, while we hear John Denver's Take Me Home, Country Roads, it's been viewed over 1.5 million times.
Zuckerberg changing the game. You know who else is changing the game? The Milwaukee Bucks. They are celebrating their first trip to the NBA Finals since 1974, taking on Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. Meanwhile, Suns looking for their first ever NBA championship in team history. Here in San Antonio, we know a few things about championships. All right, so that is after the Eastern Conference Finals came to an end this weekend. And is crazy because the Bucks didn't even have their star player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, so they had to settle for two other stars, Chris Middleton, Texas A&M star, and Drew Holiday, savvy vet, combining for 59 points in the elimination game for the Atlanta Hawks. Only needed 6 games to get rid of the Hawks. The Bucks jumped out to a 15-4 lead. They held it throughout the game. The Hawks made some runs. Trae Young even played. We weren't sure. He bruised his right foot when he tripped over a referee, but even if he played, he still missed his first 13 of 17 attempts. He also turned the ball over a little bit. Milwaukee, look at that. You had the green gas in the air, ready to start their trip to the finals. Final for this one, though, 118-107. On the other side of the bracket, Phoenix Suns headed their first NBA Finals since Charles Barkley led the team in 1993. He lost to Michael Jordan. What is truly special, though, that relationship right there. Chris Paul going to the finals with head coach and former Spurs player Monty Williams. The pair were together in New Orleans in 2010. Williams' first head coaching job in the league. CP3's final season with New Orleans. Phoenix knocked off the Clippers. Yes, Kawhi Leonard's current team. And we're going to see if the Suns can win their first championship in franchise history. So here is what we are looking at. Game 1, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Game 2, Thursday, 8 p.m. Sunday, 7 p.m. Wednesday, 8 p.m. We need to have day games so I can watch every second of it. Also, we went over this earlier. Fun fact, Coach Bud of the Bucks, former assistant coach for the Spurs, and Monty Williams played for the Spurs.
Well, we'll work on getting that schedule changed for you, Max.
Got to call up ESPN. 627, 77 degrees out.
Still ahead in our next half hour, the latest when it comes to the fight against COVID-19, what President Joe Biden is now warning Americans about.
Plus, an overnight fire on the southwest side of town. We have the latest details from investigators.
celebration at the White House marking progress in the nation's fight against COVID-19. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. The details coming up.
And taking a live look with live cam. Yes, the sunrise, but you guys, it's going to be raining a little bit later. We're going to be back with Mike's forecast on what we can expect for today.
All right, welcome back. Good morning and happy Monday. It is Monday, July 5th. We know a lot of people out and about celebrating the 4th of July this weekend. So if you weren't with us yesterday, happy Independence Day. Those people, though, starting to drive back today. So, Mike, can they expect some rain on the roadways?
Yes. We got a little bit.
Just a hard yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're heading out I-10 right now, you're going to run and going out past a lot of the hill country, you're going to run into some showers and thunderstorms way out northwest. We've got a couple little sprinkles in and around town right now. Going down to the coast, you're going to run into a little bit as well. And then we'll see more developing later on today. Plus, it is warm and humid out there, and sunglasses are probably not going to be something that you really need today. 77, need a lot of air conditioning, though. Dew points at 74, so a bunch of moisture in the atmosphere right now. Wind out of the southeast at about 6 miles per hour. So here's what's going on. Obviously not a lot. This is just some clutter basically around the radar site there. And then we've got these few little sprinkly showers, even a few of them right here around, say 410 and Bandera Road, and then further north in the hill country, in northern Bexar County, even perhaps a couple little sprinkly showers there in the downtown area. And then there's that cluster of storms I was talking about. If you're heading out I-10 west and northwest of Kerrville, you're going to be running into some of those up around Junction. And then we've got more down here along the coast, and everything will continue to fill in throughout the rest of the morning. A lot of mold out there, and that's going to be staying on the high side, given the fact we have a lot more rain in the forecast, not only today, but the next couple of days. So a couple of showers around this morning, maybe a thunderstorm, especially off to the northwest. More showers and thunderstorms today. Some heavy downpours can be expected. Some folks are going to be getting some pretty hefty ones here and there because these things aren't going to be moving along all that quickly. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, actually a better chance of rain tomorrow, still around Wednesday, and really the rest of the week we do have more rain chances, even though the rain chances will taper off a little bit by the end of the week. But also, that's it, mid to upper 80s for high temperatures. Plenty of humidity, but temperatures are definitely going to be held in check. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos. For a holiday, there's been a lot going on today.
A lot going on, and Mike, we will be keeping a close eye on that weather to see how it's going to be impacting the conditions out on the roadways, because no one likes slick roads, right? Let's go ahead and take a look here at Trans. Got a few things showing up here on our system, but right now, so far, overall, pretty quiet morning. Taking a look here at I-10 at Frio, off to a busy start on our roadways here at this hour, but a few issues that we have spotted here are mainly stalls right now. I-35 at north at Florida Street, you can see that we do have a stalled vehicle out there. It's been there for a little while. It looks like it could be abandoned, but anytime that you'd see a stalled vehicle out on the roadways, maybe on the shoulder lane, you want to make sure that you move over an extra lane, because you never know if someone is inside that is going to be stepping out to work on their car to get it resolved. So just be cautious again and check those vehicles, as we've been telling you all morning long. But overall, things have resolved, and it is a pretty green start. We're seeing a lot more activity out on our roadways, but it's a pretty good sign to maybe head out the door, grab that cup of coffee, and head out on the road if you're going on a road trip. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, at our inbound times. If one of those places you're going to is the downtown San Antonio area, well, we got your inbound times right here. So taking a look at, let's say, Floresville coming in from 37, we have 28 minutes. If you're coming in from Pleasant Drive with 28 minutes to the downtown San Antonio area, 17 minutes coming in from Lytle right now. We do want to see if we can bring your attention here to a situation that we have been watching throughout the morning. Now, what this is a vehicle fire here off I-10 west at 1604, actually the East 1604. Looks like it's resolved, but we'll be keeping a close eye on things as the morning gets going, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. And a night out at a Northwest Side bar has led to a morning in the hospital for one man. San Antonio police believe he was hit by a bullet outside the bar near Loop 1604 and Lock Hill Selma.
That's right. Katrina Weber joining us live at Public Safety Headquarters, where the investigation is continuing. Good morning, Katrina. Do we know if he was seriously injured?
Well, good morning. At last check, police told us that man was in critical condition. Although they believe he was shot outside the bar, that is not where officers found him. They say he had already made his way down the highway. They found him in his car with bullet holes in it down the road near Loop 1604 in Vance Jackson. The man was rushed to a hospital by ambulance. Police also found evidence where they believe the shooting happened, outside a bar called the Burn House. They say just before they found the man, they had received calls about a fight at the bar. Witnesses told them someone fired shots during that fight. Police believe that the man's car was hit as he was pulling out of the parking lot at the bar. It's unclear whether they believe that he actually was the intended target of that shooting or whether they believe he was involved in the fight. Police say this is still under investigation, and so far they have not made any arrests. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Also new this morning, arson investigators are trying to figure out what started a house fire just southwest of the downtown area. It happened around 1:30 this morning in the 200 block of Noria Street. Firefighters arrived to find heavy fires showing in the front of the house and heavy smoke inside the home. Nobody was home at the time of the fire. Police say officers are also investigating this residence for a shots fired call. Investigators are looking at bullet holes all over the house and a truck.
And a man in the hospital this morning after police tell us he was hit by a vehicle while he was riding a scooter downtown. Officers say the 25-year-old was leaving Market Square on the scooter when he was hit by the vehicle. Police were able to apprehend the driver just about a block away. That driver, the suspect, now facing charges of failure to stop and render aid. As for the victim, that 25-year-old, he was taken to University Hospital, been diagnosed with a broken leg. Now to the latest in the pandemic, President Joe Biden commending progress in our country's fight against COVID, now hosting the largest event of President Joe Biden's presidency at the White House, celebrating the 4th of July.
And as ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports, he's also warning about the spread of the highly contagious Delta variant and is urging unvaccinated Americans to get their shots.
Fireworks on the National Mall celebrating Independence Day. And a celebration at the White House marking progress in the nation's independence from the coronavirus.
This year, the 4th of July is a day of special celebration, for we are emerging from the darkness of years.
In the largest event of his administration, President Biden hosting a barbecue for 1,000 military families and essential workers. The event coming after the Biden administration missed its goal of 70% of Americans receiving at least one vaccine shot by July 4th. The CDC reports 67% of U.S. adults have had one dose, and 58% are fully vaccinated. And a new ABC News Washington Post poll finds that among those unvaccinated, 74% say they're unlikely to get a shot.
If you haven't gotten vaccinated, do it. Do it now.
The call to action all the more urgent with the highly contagious Delta variant now identified in all 50 states, accounting for more than 26% of new COVID cases nationwide.
We are seeing increases in cases in those areas in the country where there's lower vaccination rates.
Those concerns about the Delta variant are getting amplified as U.S. road and air travel reaches pre-pandemic levels. To avoid busy roads today, travel experts recommend driving home before 1 p.m. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Well, as they've been reporting, the pandemic's still not over. In fact, if you've been joining us over the past few weeks, you may have been hearing the term the Delta variant a lot this holiday weekend. A lot of people out and about, a lot of people celebrating Independence Day, friends, family, gathering in public gatherings for fireworks. So to explain what the Delta variant is, Dr. Jason Bowling of University Health, he joined us on Leading SA. We talked about a lot, what it is, what the Delta variant makes different than the regular variants, and what you should know if you are out and about. Take a listen.
So if you're fully vaccinated, you're still safe. The good news is there's data now on all the vaccines that are available in the United States, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They all protect against severe disease and hospitalizations. We have great data on the Pfizer vaccine from the United Kingdom, where the Delta variant comprises 95% of their isolates, and it's 96% effective in protecting against severe disease and hospitalization. So our vaccines, fortunately, the good news for the 4th of July is the vaccines work.
You can hear our full conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Next weekend on Leading SA, expect to be joined by the Goodwill San Antonio CEO. So if you have any questions you would like to ask, you can submit them right now and join us 8 a.m. Sunday morning to hear the conversation live. Well, Texas GOP Chairman Allen West throwing his hat in the ring to be the next governor of Texas. The campaign launch comes about a month after he resigned as the state party chairman. That takes effect July 11th. West has been vocal with his criticism of Governor Greg Abbott's COVID response and legislative agenda. The governor's race will be set for November 8th. election next year with primary set for March. Governor Abbott now seeking a third term.
And in your morning headlines, concerns are growing over the Taliban's territorial gains. Afghanistan's vice president says tens of thousands of family are fleeing to major cities. Amrullah Saleh tweeted that some have found refuge with relatives while others are in makeshift tents awaiting a hand of help. He added, quote, "We are doing what we can with what we have," end quote. Taliban claims to have taken control of about 150 districts across the country since May.
And the White House asking companies affected by the widespread ransomware attack to file a report with the Internet Crime Complaint Center. Since Friday, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency has been working with the FBI to determine who is responsible for the hack and how to stop it. One company who makes IT management software is believed to have been the target of a Russian criminal gang. The same ransomware virus has reportedly infected corporate computer systems in 17 different countries.
And Bill Cosby issued a statement in support of his former co-star on Sunday after she celebrated his release from prison. Rashad, who is Dean of Fine Arts at Howard University, came under fire for saying Cosby being jailed was, quote, miscarriage of justice, unquote. The backlash from sexual assault survivors was immediate, and Rashad apologized and deleted her pro-Cosby tweet. In a statement, Cosby said, quote, "We, the people, stand in support of Miss Rashad," end quote.
All right, time now, 6:42, 77 degrees out.
While the CDC has put out guidelines for physical health, mental wellness advice is actually harder to come by. Still ahead on GMSA, why you need to take care of yourself in a post-pandemic world.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. While it's important to protect yourself against COVID and the various strains we've been talking about throughout the morning, health experts advise taking care of yourself mentally. It's just as important.
Here are some strategies that could help.
After a more than year-long hiatus, mask and social distancing regulations have relaxed, and life seems to shift towards pre-pandemic times, leading many to once again gather with friends and families. But how can one navigate getting back into the rhythm of life post-quarantine? Tally Goldman-Dolge, CEO of Jewish Family Service, says those feeling anxious can practice self-compassion when making a decision, especially in situations you can't control. Self-compassion can keep you from being hard on yourself and judging others. Goldman-Dolge also recommends self-talking to remind yourself it's okay if you're not ready to go out to restaurants, travel, or mingle with friends just yet. But don't forget to make time for yourself and what makes you feel good. Self-care, like a bath or reading a book, can provide peaceful moments to help you recharge. Lastly, Goldman-Dolge recommends self-regulating as you pursue long-term goals. Seek reputable sources when educating yourself, and don't be afraid to ask for help and use the resources available to the community.
And one of those community resources includes the Jewish Family Service, which offers affordable mental health counseling to people of all backgrounds.
All right, switching gears, Stephen Cavazos, big update through a crash this morning.
Yeah, that's right, Max, Alicia. We've been talking about this crash, vehicle fire over here of I-10 West at Loop 1604 East near Valero Way. It's been there for several hours. We showed you that there was a pretty active scene out there. Looks like it's wrapping up, but what we have just confirmed through the Bexar County medical examiners that one person died in this vehicle fire. Now, we are still working to gather more information, but stay with us here at KSAT as we continue to bring you the latest on this developing story. But again, one person is dead following a vehicle fire over on the city's northwest side. We'll be monitoring that very closely. We do have a stall again still reported out here at I-35 North at Flores Street, and we wanted to show you the wider scope of things. It's overall been pretty quiet. Again, the big thing that we're going to be continuing to watch is going to be that crash, but just safety trips. If you're going to be traveling, make sure you pay attention to the roadway, buckle up, drive to conditions, never drink and drive, and obey all those traffic laws. Bringing it back here again, I-10 West at Loop 1604. View of TransGuide shows this looks like it's wrapping up, but we'll be watching this and bringing you the latest information again on this developing story, Mike.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And another look at some of the beautiful fireworks from last night. Mr. McClellan over there at Woodlawn Lake. Oh, what a fantastic show. Thank you very much for that. All right. It is starting to lighten up, obviously, and still got plenty of clouds out there, plenty of humidity. We do have a couple of light little sprinkly showers, as you can see in and right here around town. We've got a few of them over there on 10, right around, so just outside 410. And then there were a few on the north side of Bexar County. Those have sort of fizzled out just a little bit, maybe one or two of them in and around the downtown or just south of downtown. A A lot more down here along the coast. All this moisture is coming in here from the Gulf of Mexico. And then we've got this cluster of storms, which is still holding together. And actually, it looks like it's kind of growing a bit out there right around Junction. As you can see, some of those are moving into northern Edwards County as well as northern Kerr County. So if you're heading out 10, you're going to run into some of those showers and thunderstorms. Here's the long-range computer model. And this is that one I say kind of does a broad brush. So not everyone's going to be seeing rain constantly, but we've got some very good rain chances not only today, but also going into tomorrow as well as on Wednesday. Maybe it'll start to taper off a little bit. Still some showers and thunderstorms around here Thursday and Friday. And then going into the weekend, we're still going to have a few more showers and a couple of thunderstorms around here. Quick check on Tropical Storm Elsa. Of course, it was hurricane strength. Now it's back down to tropical storm strength just to the south of Cuba, and all the forecasts do have it going right across the western side of Cuba into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, kind of grazing southwestern Florida, and then right around, say, Tampa area is going to be really almost making landfall, and then northern Florida, then heading up into the southeastern United States. Quick check on the upper level winds for us. We've got two areas of high pressure. This is the one which is taking some of those disturbances and throwing them in our direction right now, and we'll still be in basically that situation for the next couple of days. But also what's going to be going on as we go into the middle and latter part of the week is this trough is going to be developing up here to the north of us, and that's really going to kind of keep things sort of disturbed around here, if you will, and that's going to keep rain chances around, albeit lesser rain chances, but still keep rain around here even going into the weekend. 84 today at noon. Couple of showers, couple of thunderstorms, and then we're going to be getting up to 88 later on. Showers and thunderstorms are pretty good chance today as well as tomorrow, and then going into Wednesday, it'll start to taper off a little bit, and high temperatures are going to be then only staying in the upper 80s and close to 90 by the weekend. Alicia, Max, or are we going to break?
Nope, we're going back to us.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. 6:50, 77 degrees out.
And the days keep getting hotter and hotter, but it may be dangerous if your kids spend a lot of time outside. Tomorrow on GMSA, we have some tips on how to stay safe during the summer heat.
Fists, then bullets fly outside a Northwest Side bar. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. San Antonio police say that one man was hit by that gunfire. This happened around 2:30 this morning. Now, although the San Antonio police say the shooting happened outside a bar, they found the victim in his car down the road near Loop 1604 and Vance Jackson. Police say that man was in critical condition and was rushed to a hospital. They believe that his car was hit by gunfire as he left the parking lot of the Burn House, which was nearby. Police say that they had received several calls prior to that about a fight at the bar, and then they were told by witnesses that there was gunfire during the fight. And again, they believe that man's car was struck as he left the parking lot. He made his way down the road. The police haven't said whether that man was involved in the fight or whether they believe he was the intended target. They're still investigating and have not made any arrests. Reporting from Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Trina. We also have other breaking news. Stephen Cavazos has been talking about the morning.
Yeah, that's right, Max. You know, we've been keeping a close eye on this vehicle fire that happened overnight. It was a tough image to see out there, but now that the sun's coming up, we can see that vehicle getting towed off. I did call the Bexar County Medical Examiner, and they did confirm one person did die in this vehicle fire. Again, you can see that vehicle getting towed out of the area. This was in the eastbound lanes of 1604 near Valero Way. So just it's something to keep in mind, guys. Although it is pretty green right now, we want to take a look at our inbound times one last time. Building up here on 281 coming in from Bulverde as well as Lavernia. But again, we'll be working to get more information on this breaking story here off I-10 West at Loop 1604 where that vehicle fire happened.
Thank you, sir. And watch out for a couple of little sprinkles. As you can see, more rain is kind of moving in here from the coast. We've got those showers just to the northwest of the hill country, and those are working their way down to the southeast. And we've had a few little light sprinkles in and around town. And more rain today are going to make it up to 88 for a high temperature as you celebrate the day after the 4th.
Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you for starting your day with us.
We'll see you back here at 9 and, of course, at noon.